What is up, you guys? It's your girl Jace, back at it again with another hair video. So this video was requested, so I wanted to go ahead and put it out for you guys. But this is the do's and don'ts of curly hair. I'm going to be telling you guys how to wash your hair, what product you should be using on your hair before you style your hair. Also, what products you should be using and how much of it you should be using for your hair, and how to style your hair. So there's a lot of curly hair products out there for all different curly hair textures. But for me, I have between 3A, 3B, sometimes 2C curls, depending on how my curls want to lay that day. But I like to use different type of products, and I usually stick to gels, mousses, and creams. But it's also important that you know how to apply these products to gain the results that you want. So if you guys are ready to see the do's and don'ts of curly hair, then let's keep on watching. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video right here because I did not show you guys what products I used to shampoo or condition my hair. But as far as that goes, I used the brand Renpure, and I can't remember exactly what line it was, so I'm gonna go ahead and post pictures right here so you guys can see. But I really like using this line because it really makes my hair feel really nice and soft, and I feel like this shampoo does a great job of washing my hair as far as getting all the buildup out of my hair. And I like using these products because they are sulfate, silicone, and paraben free, and I am following the curly girl method. If you guys are too, you guys know that you're not supposed to be using any of those products that contain those chemicals because it can be harsh to your hair. So to compare, I went ahead and parted my hair down the middle, and your right side is going to be the do's and your left side is going to be the don'ts of curly hair. So first thing you want to do is make sure that your hair is wet. So you want to make sure that your hair has enough moisture to retain the products that you're going to be putting in your hair. And you also want to make sure that you detangle your hair starting from your ends and working your way up to your roots. Now we're moving on to the don't side. You don't want to oversaturate your hair with water to the point where your hair is dripping, soaking wet. You want to make sure that you don't do this because it is going to really slow down the drying process. So moving on to the do side, the product that I'm going to be using is the Natural Mother's Curl Talk Curl Defining Cream. And I like using this cream because it is a pretty lightweight cream. And if you do use a heavier cream, you can always dilute it with some water just to make it a little bit more watery so it's not so thick and weighing your hair down. A good rule of thumb to use on how much product to use for the section of your hair is wrapping your fingers loosely around that section of your hair and sliding it down, and then you'll see how much product you should be using. When applying the products, you want to make sure that you start halfway and then move your way down. You don't want to add products on your roots because that is going to weigh your hair down. So I'll show you guys on the don't side how to not apply the product. Also, when applying products, you do want to make sure that you're hearing the squishy sound because that is going to let you know that you have enough product in your hair. Alright, so after adding the cream to your hair, you want to make sure that you go ahead and style your hair. So what I mean by styling is just using any method that you want. It could be scrunching your hair, using the Denman brush to get more defined curls. I personally like to use the Denman brush because I like the tighter curls. I like that look on my hair. So that's what I like to do. And when I use the Denman brush, this is the technique that I like to use so it helps create more volume. I like to section off my hair and start from my roots and pull my hair away from my scalp. That way it'll help give it more volume and it won't stay like stuck to my scalp. And if you're scrunching, what I recommend is tilting your head to the side and just making sure that you're scrunching sideways. That way it'll also give it more volume instead of keeping your head aligned straight and scrunching up, because that'll make it just sit on your roots and not really give you much volume. Moving on to the don't side. So I'm going to be using the Cantu coconut curling cream, and I'm not saying that you can't use this product. I'm just showing you how I'm going to be applying it to the don't side. So this cream tends to be a little bit thicker for my hair. So when I use it, I usually like to use some water to dilute it a little bit so it's not as thick. But as you guys can see, I used way too much product on this side of my hair. And you guys can see that it is leaving this white cast on my hair because I have way too much product. And I actually started from my roots instead of halfway and working my way down and applying the remaining product to my roots. So you guys can already tell that it's already weighing my hair down and my hair is just soaked with water and product. So continuing on the don't side, I'm going to go ahead and apply the Uncle Funky Daughters Curly Magic Gel. And I am making this face because my hair is already so wet. And now I'm going to be applying a lot of this gel on the don't side just to show you what you're not supposed to do. And I'm going to go ahead and rake it in my hair and also scrunch it into my hair. Oh my god, you guys, my hair feels so heavy and wet and cold. So moving on to the don't side. So for this side, I'm going to be using the Denman brush as well, but I'm going to be using it differently. So this is how you are not supposed to use the Denman brush. So like I told you guys on the do side, I like to use it where I am pulling my hair away from my scalp to give it more volume. On this side, I am actually pulling my hair down. So it's like going with my roots, not against my roots. And that is just going to create your hair to be so flat. I mean, it's already flat with all the product that you added on there and all that water. So I recommend that you guys not do this because your hair is going to be so flat and you're just going to have so much product just laying on your roots. So this is the last step of the do's. So after I add the cream and I define my curls, I like to use a curl activator. It can be a mousse, it can be it can be a gel, whatever you prefer, but I'm going to be using a mousse here. And what I like to do is just scrunch it into my hair. I am not going to rake it in there. I'm not going to disturb my curl pattern that I created with the Denman brush. I'm just going to go ahead and scrunch the mousse in there just to lock in all that moisture and make sure that it does give my curls a good hold. And if it creates a cast, then I will go ahead and just remove that cast once my hair is completely dry. But I really feel like adding that mousse and making sure that you are tilting your head to the side and adding it definitely gives you that nice hold. And it also gives you that volume that you're looking for. So on the don't side, after I went ahead and used a Denman brush, I did not even scrunch up my hair. So you always want to make sure that you scrunch up your hair because it's going to help define those curls even more. If you just use a Denman brush and just leave it like that and don't scrunch, then your hair is really not gonna give you those nice tight curls that you're pretty much looking for. So on the do side, what I typically like to do after I am done applying my products is usually let it air dry about like 50 to like 60%, and then I'll go in with a diffuser. But for the sake of this video, because I had to go somewhere, I went ahead and just diffused first and just let it air dry at the end, which is kind of reversed. But usually what I like to do is air dry first, about 50 to 60%, and then diffuse my hair. And when I diffuse my hair, I like to hover it around my roots first because, you know, that's usually the part that takes the longest to dry in your hair, and then work my way towards the middle and end. But I'm telling you, the way that I apply my products on the do side makes it so much faster for your hair to dry when you're air drying compared to how I did it on the don't side. Also, when diffusing, you want to make sure that you're moving your hair around when it's almost dry. So you don't want to just keep your hair tilted to one side the whole time. You do want to flip it over to the other side just to help create more volume. You can also flip it forward or flip it back, however you want to do it. And you want to make sure that you're not touching your hair. Just listen to me. You don't want to touch your hair. You don't want to disturb your curls because that's going to create frizz. So this is how you do not want to diffuse your hair. So you do not want to diffuse your hair when it is soaking wet after applying the products because it is just going to take so much longer to diffuse. You want to make sure that your hair is at least 50% dry to 60% dry before you diffuse, just because it's going to help speed up the process. But this is not how you want to diffuse. You do not want to start from your ends and bring your curls all the way to your roots, because it is just going to take so much longer. Your ends usually dries the quickest, and your roots is usually what takes the longest to dry. Also, you don't just want to diffuse your hair up that way, because it's just going to lay flat on your head and it's not going to give your hair any volume whatsoever. Alright guys, so for the sake of this video, because I am just cringing looking at this side of my hair, I am going to go ahead and fix this so it looks like this. Like, can you guys see the difference? How flat my hair looks on this side compared to this side. Like, you can already tell, like, from my roots right here, that it already has a little lift, because I didn't apply so much product on my roots. I mainly started on my ends and worked my way up, and when I had a little bit of product left in my hands, I went ahead and put it on my roots, because if you put so much product on your roots, it's just gonna weigh your hair down. And that's exactly what happened here. When you guys saw that I applied my product on my roots and then worked my way down, you guys can see how much this product is weighing my hair down. And especially because I used a product that is pretty heavy for my hair type, and also because I applied so much of that product that it's weighing my hair down. So I'm not saying you can't use that product. You can definitely use that product. You just have to be smart and know exactly how much of that product you need to apply for your type of texture hair. So usually when I use the Shea Moisture, because I have a previous video on using Shea Moisture, I'll link it right here if you guys have not seen it. Not Shea Moisture, I'm sorry, Cantu. I have a video right here if you guys have not seen it, so you guys can check it out, how I apply that product. But I do not use so much. I use it a little bit, and I usually spray some water in it to kind of dilute it so it's not so heavy on my hair. I do want to mention that when you're air drying this side, you do want to move your hair around, because that is going to help create more volume and not keep your hair so flat like this side. Just make sure you're like moving around. If you're one of those people that don't like to diffuse at all, just make sure you're moving around, getting some airflow in there. That way your roots can dry up. You can even flip it to the other side gently and let it dry that way too. That way it doesn't have like a distinct part. Just move it around and make sure you get some air. But for me, you guys already know that I do diffuse just because it helps speed up the process, especially if I'm trying to go somewhere, which I am. So I'm gonna go ahead and diffuse my hair. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this because this is really bothering me. I feel like it's so much product on my hair that it's just weighing my hair down. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix the side and diffuse, and I will be back. Alright you guys, and that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys comment down below and let me know if this video was helpful, if this do's and don'ts videos was able to help you out with your curly hair routine, if you guys were stuck, or just comment down and let me know what else you guys would like to see. So yep, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also you guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have yet to subscribe, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button down below, or mylittle.face.com will pop up right there. And most importantly, don't forget to turn on your notifications. It's that little bell right there by the subscribe button. That way you guys don't miss out on any more of my videos. I will see you guys next time. Bye loves. Mwah.